photographer, videographer,
Yeah.
editor.
Cracking seven-a-side player. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Some of the names you've
mate,
worked with. Victor Osimhen. Yeah. Jama Mo Gilligan.
Yep.
And then obviously some big brands like Red Bull,
Mm-hmm.
JD,
Mm-hmm.
Hugo Boss. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think the standout one was the Scudetto last year with Osimhen, working directly with one of the best strikers in literally in the world, being pitch side. Victor scored a penalty,
and then go on, you can take that.
Sorry. Hello, mate. I am in London. Yes. Yeah, no, that's fine. Is that cost including flights and stuff? All right, cheers, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Bye bye. That was to go AFCON final tomorrow.
Oh, really? No way. Oh, wow. Listen, Max, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming on.
No, it's all good. It's all
good. Finally got it done. It takes some time.
Got there in the end. Yeah, I think I couldn't even count how many times we've had to reschedule and get this over the line, but we're here. We're here.
Nah, it's worth it. Listen, I just want a little bit of context on you. So you're photographer, videographer, editor. Am I missing anything out?
Cracking seven-a-side player. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Really? Yeah, got a bit.
Nah, define a bit. No, a creative is the easiest way.
Yeah.
Photographer, videographer, editor. Yeah, I do them all together, but all separately as well.
Okay, cool.
So say if somebody needed their say footage edited or just some pictures taken, I can do, either or. But yeah, trying to solidify myself in the football space and make that the sole thing I focus on. But I've done music and I've done filming music and filming events and dance content and all sorts of stuff. Really, it's just my passions and my hobbies is what I photograph and video. So
okay, yeah. So you touched on it a little bit there. So you've done a lot of work with you're trying to get into the football side even more than you are. I mean, you're heavily in it at the moment, I'd say.
Well, I think it's a hard one because we live in a world where Instagram, you can make anything look unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to do that. But I think at the moment for where I'm at within my career and all sorts of stuff, I think I'm in a good position. I just want to make sure that the foot is in the door, but it's going full through it. And really making it
the opportunity you've got, make the most of it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But we'll get there. It's a time thing. You can't rush it. And I think if you just rush it, you have to learn, you have to make mistakes, and it will come. But I'm still young,
and
I think as well, I've said to quite a few people recently, football's going to be around forever. So it's
not going anywhere.
If my progression from the start of this year to the end is 1%, that's still better than the start of the year. So football's going to be here for forever. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. So I've got down here some of the names you've worked with.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
So you've got some of the Victor Osimhen. Yeah. Jama.
Yeah.
Mo Gilligan.
Yeah.
And then obviously some big brands like Red Bull,
Mm-hmm.
JD,
Mm-hmm.
Hugo Boss. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bad. When you read it out, it's a bit crazy because when I first started, I'd always say when I studied photography at A level, I'd always list off similar brands and similar people. I'd love to work with these. And my friends would be like, "Oh yeah, one day you will," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, maybe." You never know, but yeah, when you read them out and you compile them like that, it's not bad going. It's not bad going.
So how did you start to? How did you get in your foot? You said you got your foot in the door. How did you do that? Do you remember how you first started getting these bigger footballers or bigger names?
The football ones is. I've always loved football.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a footballer when they're a kid. I'm trying to think the first football I ever shot was Callum Wilson, obviously at Newcastle, but that was when he was back playing at Bournemouth, and we had an event at school when I was in college. I don't know if you ever remember the PlayStation Schools Cup. Basically PlayStation would go into schools, take over the hall, and just deck it out with PlayStations for the kids to come play
Oh,
in
really? Yeah.
FIFA or
That
whatever.
sounds unreal.
But it was not bad, you know.
Yeah.
And then where I'm from, well, where I went to school is about 15, 20 minutes from Bournemouth. And they, yeah, got Callum Wilson in for the day, and we had Joe.co.uk come down, and um, they asked if I wanted to basically just document it all. And that was the first time working with a footballer, um, which was really cool because where I'm from, like the town is so small.
Yeah.
There's nothing really going on. So that was quite a big thing. And then the first match day I ever shot was actually, do you know #United?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
yeah. So they had a pre-season game down in Bournemouth as well. And when that fixture got announced, I remember like jumping onto Twitter, finding an email address, and then from that email got another email contacted just to like go and take pictures like for them. So I was like in the changing room with them and
Nice.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So can't remember how old I was doing that, but those are the first two experiences. And then the first time like and then I basically just started reaching out to loads and loads of players. And the first one to get back to me was Mohamed Salisu of
Oh,
Southampton,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
now at Monaco. And yeah, like he was just perfect for me, you know, like young guy, like fashion sense is all there, like loves the pictures type thing. And he literally lived about 10 minutes up the road from me. So it just
Worked out well.
made sense.
Yeah.
And then from that, you know, you build relationships with him, and then the name gets passed on. And then I still now, like to this day, reach out to players.
Yeah. And you've got a catalogue to fall back on as
Well,
well.
this is the thing. It was hard to start with because there was no real, you know, you couldn't go on the Instagram and see all the people that like you can see now. So as it's kind of got on and on, it has got a bit easier, but it's luck of the draw, really.
Yeah.
Like we could both message the same person at the same time, and you might get back to one of us and not the other. You know,
Yeah, yeah. You might not see one, maybe.
but no,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, and then from Salisu it went to Romeo Lavia,
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
obviously now at Chelsea, and that was so funny. I was on a shoot and I found an email in his Instagram bio, and I was just like, oh, I'll just send an email and just see what happens. And then yeah, he got back to me, and then he replied to the email, and then he was like, "Here's my number. Just text me on there." And then about 2 days later, we were just out and about around Southampton, just shooting a couple pictures.
So are you shooting for his Instagram?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just lifestyle pictures.
Yeah.
And then from that, like made the connection with him. Then I went and shot like at his birthday up in London. Funny enough, we had Palace in the cup that day,
Yeah.
and I was up in London doing a shoot anyway. And then he texted me like, "Oh, are you in London this evening?" That's kind of it's very last minute with these people.
Yeah.
It's very
I know.
very
I know.
last
I know.
minute. But yeah, and then
Just all comes from
it
there,
just
doesn't
comes
it?
from there.
Yeah.
Really, it's a game of who knows who. I think
I mean,
it's something I've learned. But yeah,
it's,
it's all right.
well, we'll talk about we'll talk about the people you've worked with.
Mm.
So do you have a favourite bit of content, I suppose, that you've done? Like or yeah, like job that you've done. Does one stand out in your mind?
I think the standout one was the Scudetto last year with Osimhen. Like
Yeah.
from a whole manner of reasons, like from a footballing side, like the actual history behind it. Like the first time they won the league since Maradona,
Yeah.
33 years or whatever it was. Um, but then also, you know, working directly with, you know, one of the best strikers in like
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
in the world, um, being pitch side. And then once all the, you know, it was, I think they won 2-0. Victor scored a penalty. Like,
So he just basically hired you to go pitch side and
yeah, it
yeah.
was myself and another creative called Kerry Delmas, who also works with Victor and a load of other players.
Yeah.
So we were both just like in and around Naples before the game, filming all the atmosphere. Like literally, we're like standing this close, there's fireworks going off and
That's
flares,
quality.
and yeah, I mean it was crazy. Like, and I in at the time I was in an air boot. I broke my ankle playing football. And I remember on the pitch afterwards, like the whole team's running around with the trophy, got my backpack, hobbling along trying to get this, like get all the pictures, and then you know you're in the downstairs, like in the changing room bit with the players and the trophy, and you know,
Unreal experience.
oh mate,
Yeah.
unreal. Like there's one picture I took of I'm going to butcher it, but Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian winger, the
Okay, yeah,
young
doesn't
guy.
ring a bell actually, but
He and he's just holding the trophy, and he was just stood there, and I was like, oh, let me just grab a picture quick, and it's like it was just I look back at these pictures, and I'm just like, that was me. Like it's crazy. It is nuts. Yeah, I always say that like 15-year-old me
yeah,
would be
because you can
going
get caught up in the
mental.
moment, can't you, and then not realise. But
100%. I mean, even you reading out their names, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's not bad going, you know. So yeah, you can get caught up in the moment.
but you've got the actual pictures, I suppose, to look back on.
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah,
I look back on my phone and on my hard drives and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, that actually happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
did
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
all right. That's yeah, that's a standout one. Definitely,
nice.
definitely.
And I suppose you probably answered it, but I got down here biggest name. That be the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah,
name?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
I think that when people say like who's the biggest name, Osimhen 100%. But I think like you can,
Football. What about a football aside? In terms, maybe like, oh, I know you've worked with a few
yeah. I
artists.
mean, my Jama is also a big one, but then I think like you can go biggest name, but then like Mo Gilligan, like he's honestly one of the nicest people I've ever met. So like just normal, but like we
What did you shoot for him?
shot his behind the scenes for his TV show, the latest show, did all his YouTube content for that, and then
Oh, really?
the
Yeah,
recent
nice.
tour that he'd just done, um, did like 4 dates or 3 dates across England. So we did Birmingham, London, and Glasgow. So did that, and then like I really enjoy working with Mo and all his people. They're so nice, and it's just like a very friendly, nice
Yeah,
environment. It's
funny.
like, oh,
Should
mate,
be
you've
funny.
got to be on it. Oh, mate. There's been a couple of times when we were doing the tours, and he's bringing like support acts with him as well, and we're sat there having a coffee, and there's like 5 comedians. Like, you
I'm
can't
out
even.
of my depth here.
Oh God, mate! Like it's yeah. I remember one time I dropped one joke and they're all laughing. I went, yeah, that's me done.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Sign me up, boys. I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah, I'd say outside of football, yeah, Mo is. I said to him on the end of the last tour, it's like it's not work. Like you go in, it's such a good environment and it's fun, and he allows me that creative freedom, which not naming names, but with some people you don't
Yeah, yeah,
get. You know, he literally just says like, "Do you?"
yeah.
Which as a
Yours.
creative,
This is what your
well,
speciality
this is
is.
I don't tell him how to, tell
Yeah.
his jokes. So it's yeah, hearing that as a creative is ideal. So yeah, I'd probably say Mo Gilligan.
Yeah, nice. And I mean, was the funniest moment you've had with? Is there a standout funny moment? I suppose that
With
whole that
Mo or
just
just in
just in
general.
general, like with anyone, but I suppose that whole time with Mo would have been, like you
Yeah,
said,
that was
just
hilarious.
jokes all the
Just
time.
jokes all the time. But the good thing is, it was like jokes when jokes were sound, but then when it was work, it was like time to go type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But had all sorts of funny moments. Like, but it's that classic thing of like kind of had to be there type thing.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but just stupid things. Or when funny could mean anything, but like going back to the Napoli thing, the all the photographers, like Napoli wouldn't let external people in. They'd only want the club people.
Oh, okay.
Um, so myself and Kerry are wearing these big bibs that just say foreign, and it was just like a big like, these are the outcast
Yeah, yeah,
people. Like, don't let them on the pitch. And when you're in those situations, you kind of just have to like, if you don't take your moment, you'll regret it. You
yeah.
miss
Of
all the
course.
shots you don't take, type thing. And we had the security like grabbing our cameras and being like, "You can't do this," da, 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 da," and it's just like, but it's just funny to look back on because it's like, again, that was me in that situation,
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, man, it's. I've had some funny experiences.
yeah.
It's
Nice.
not bad. It's not bad.
Okay. What I wanted to ask you, right?
Mm,
It is a football podcast,
absolutely.
so could you create a five-a-side team with the people you've worked with? So only you can only pick people you've done any sort of.
Yeah. See, can because there's been some things where like this is only just so I don't like because I could just name like I don't know the Man United team or you know what I mean type thing,
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
but like as in worked directly for or say so the example I'm trying to get at is like so there's a relationship between me and Victor and
Yeah.
fine whatever, But like where I've shot at, say, Spurs versus United, I
Oh,
can't just
okay,
go
yeah.
and list like Rashford, da da da.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll start off with just who you've directly
Okay,
worked
fine.
for with. Yeah.
Um,
If you're struggling, then maybe you can.
no, 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 no. I think I should. Well, I say that the funny one is the goalkeeper one
Yeah.
because it's like
Listen, it's your team. You don't need a goalkeeper. You can.
play
Can.
that like sweeper keeper
Yeah, it's five.
type.
Anything goes in five-a-side,
Yeah,
isn't it?
no,
So
this is very true. Everyone can do rush goalie, you know.
yeah,
I think
put you on the spot here.
yeah, I just don't want to make sure I just don't miss anybody out because that would be really bad.
If you want it, you can have time to think. Can edit it out. Don't worry.
Shit, this is actually a lot harder than I thought.
Mate, it's tough.
um, okay, I think okay, so I'll go start from the back.
Start from the back, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go. You know, Destiny, your
Yeah,
doggy.
yeah.
You
Oh, mate,
start with him at the back.
that's a great start.
It's
This
not it's
season,
not a bad
he's
mate.
been unbelievable this season.
Flying.
Yeah, that's because when did you work? When did you?
At the Spurs United game, the 2-0 at the start of the season.
Oh, really? So basically, ever since you worked with him, he's
Been flying.
yeah,
So, you know, take from that what you
yeah,
will.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start with him at the back and then we'll go. It's only right to play a 1-2-2, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that adds up.
that's fun.
No,
Yeah, that's good. Good math.
yeah. And then we'll go put Eze in there.
Yeah, that's solid.
That was at the FIFA launch or the EA launch. And then
So we've got Doji, Eze.
probably put Lavia next.
Nice.
That's a
Them
strong
two,
little
I reckon they play well
that
together.
fives.
Yeah.
I reckon that'd be good. And then up front, we'll go Osimhen and Thierry Henry.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That is not bad.
Where did you work with Thierry Henry?
At the EA launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, you could argue it's a stretch, but
No.
it's
So at that EA launch, what you actually?
I was shooting for Copper 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shooting for them, and I think I could be wrong, but they've been brought in by EA
Oh,
to
okay, right, yeah.
sort things out
And you were
basically.
just getting all the pictures.
And there was myself and two other photographers, and there was like two stations. One was like underneath the big EA triangle. One was at like one of the activation points, and then my job was to literally just roam around the event and
Yeah.
just shoot pictures.
Nice.
So yeah, that was not bad. And Ian Wright was there, and Thierry Henry, and just some people that yes, they're a bit before my time, but like we've all watched the Henry
Oh
highlights.
yeah,
We
of
all know the
course.
long sleeve and the
I mean, I'm an
gloves, and
Arsenal fan.
well, there we
Yeah.
go. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy, and I had a probably 5-6 minute conversation with Henri,
Yeah.
which as a football fan is nuts.
Doesn't get much better,
Like
does it?
no, not in
Yeah.
the slightest. And there was I remember some of the production team were like, oh, I didn't get to get a picture of him. And I honestly don't know who I thought I was, but I just walked up to him. So, oh, sorry, mate. Can a couple of my colleagues didn't get a picture? And he's like, yeah, son. I'm like, who on earth am I? Like to
Yeah.
be
No,
walking
we're
up to
boys
him.
now. Yeah, that's
But yeah,
what.
it's yeah, me and Thierry go way back. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a solid team.
it's not a bad fives. It's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to see them do it at my Thursday five-a-side. See what happens.
Oh, so would I. I mean, Omri, even now, he'd still be ripping it up, wouldn't he?
100%,
Yeah, nice.
100%.
Right, we'll go off that.
Hmm.
Just did want to ask. I mean, this is probably going to be a hard question, but what does your week look like, or a typical week? Are you
Hmm.
just here, there, and everywhere? Does it
Um,
change week to week?
yes and no, really. So
Like a week in the life? Yeah.
so I work 3 days a week for a company back home,
Okay.
filming and editing all their content,
Oh, yeah.
and it's perfect. Like I couldn't speak higher of the company. They're so flexible with me. I'm so flexible with them because I might get a job and it might be 3 days on the 3 days I'm working, and everything
They
just
work
works.
around
Like
it. Yeah, yeah.
we work around each other type thing, and that on so many levels is great for me. Like the flexibility is great. The consistent income is great as a freelance creative. But also having like a bit of structure to the week. Pardon me, bit of structure to the week is really
To
nice,
work off in it.
and
Yeah.
everyone in the company is so lovely. So it's a win. Um, but then outside of that, the 4 other days in the week is either editing, previous stuff I've shot, like my own stuff or working with other people, or going out and shooting, whether that's back home, like Southampton way, coming up to London. I'll probably find myself in London once a week, if not twice.
Yeah.
And then in and around that, there's other things that I want to like do with my skills and stuff, because last year all I did was just stuff for other people.
Yeah, got ya.
So I'm just trying to like piece together like a passion project for me to work on.
Got ya.
Still in and around football and photography and filming and stuff, but yeah, trying to work on that. So it's work for the company, then myself, and then try and find some time to just actually just be a normal
Normal
22-year-old.
person.
Just like spend time with my missus.
Yeah.
Don't really get to do that. Spend time with my friends. But it's normally I just play Monday, Thursday football, see them at the pub afterwards, and then that's I'm done. That's all I can see them for, because I've got other things to do. But it's no week is the same.
Yeah, okay.
No week is the same. But
Which is exciting. I see you were on some like yacht or boat the other week. Can you speak about that, or is that?
no, I can speak
Yeah.
about it. It's just No, I only laugh because, like I said at the start of the pod, Instagram makes things look amazing.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
We were on this boat. It was booked from I can't remember exactly, but it was booked for 2 hours. Say it started at 1. We got on this boat at about 2:10.
Oh really?
We went about a mile out, and then it just started chucking down with rain, so we just turned around and went back. And that was it. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
managed to get my one little video. But yeah, no, that was a good trip. I mean, the start of the year I was very just went to lots of different places.
So that wasn't work related.
No, that was
Oh, it
yeah,
was,
that was work related.
Okay.
Shooting with a company called 247 London Media, and we have a good relationship, and they've got a good relationship with players, and everything just worked, and I just went and shot some content for some of the players that they work with, which was great. Busy, hectic,
Yeah.
like
Can imagine.
kind of day trips to France and back, and then 4 days away in Spain and stuff like that. But that was a really good start to the year, and shout out to 247 London Media for that one. That was wonderful.
Nice.
But yeah, it goes from that to then coming back home to Southampton, to then coming back up. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
No, it did look nice. I was very jealous.
Can't complain. I must say,
at home in English weather, but
I mean, it was when it was like -5 back here as well, and
makes it sweeter, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was all right.
Right, we'll go on to some more football, like general football chat now.
Yeah, go
I
on.
know you're a Southampton fan,
Absolutely, up the Saints.
and I believe they're second. I'm not a massive follower of the champ, obviously Arsenal.
I mean, to be honest with you, mate, neither was I before
Yeah.
we went down. But,
Yeah, but they're second.
Yes,
And
we are. Yeah,
I believe it's third and fourth is Leeds and Ipswich. I think they're close behind you.
yeah. I think, to be honest with you, off the top of my head right now, because I know Leeds went second the other day, but we got 2 games in hands on them.
But you three are all
So yeah, Leicester.
Leicester have near enough won it. It looks like.
You say that though.
What are they, 14?
Nah, not even when we were second the other day on like level playing field.
Yeah.
And I think we were 9 points behind. I think I'd have to check the maths, but yeah, 9 points behind, and we've still got to play them and Ipswich. And when Leicester and Ipswich played the other day, Leicester went 1-0 up, and I was like, not ideal, because we needed a draw, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ipswich scored 89th minute. Sarmiento bangs it in. But yeah, we're what 22 games unbeaten, 23 unbeaten. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's great when you're winning, but I'd still rather be in the Prem.
Yeah, of course. I think you're definitely going to have a good chance of getting back up though. So
yeah, I think automatics is very, very, very likely. And we had a blip at the start of the season. We lost to Middlesbrough. Sunderland absolutely battered us. But then we went 4 losses in a row, and then since then we beat Leeds at our place, and then we've gone 22 unbeaten. So
would you say if you think they're most likely to go back up automatic?
Automatics. Yeah,
I think I'd agree.
I think second is ours. Leicester will take the top spot. I think it'll be closer. The gap will be closer, I wouldn't be surprised if it
between you
came
and Leicester.
between. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think if it came to about 4 points um, between us and Leicester, and then yeah, I think that third spot is. I mean, the championship is brutal. Like I don't know the exact order, but I'm pretty sure you've got Leeds, Ipswich, West Brom.
I think fifth and sixth are a little bit like is there a little gap below?
Yeah, there is, but obviously, if you're in those spots, like
Doesn't matter.
it,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, of
the
course.
playoffs can do magical things. So yeah, but I think automatics is.
So let's say they go up.
Mm,
You obviously lost Ward-Prowse.
yep.
Yeah. Sorry to bring that back up, but what I'm going on to is
Mm.
you go back up. What players do you think you need to? What's the main area you need to sort of invest in the summer maybe to secure the staying up?
Yeah, I think it's a hard one because it's such a young team that we have, and I think what was quite evident before we went down was there was never really like a nine who would just score goals.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, we had Danny Ings who was like he was just on absolute flames when he was playing for us. And then one of the things I mean, it's not my decision, but I regret as a Saints fan is not signing Armando Broja on a permanent um,
yeah. He's a top player, man. So good.
top player, and in the Prem, like I think it's quite evident with Haaland flying and bringing it back, but like Osimhen and Lewandowski, these big, strong, fast strikers who can finish. And I think Broja, I mean, yes, he's young, but he was showing a lot of that. I just think we need someone who can score goals consistently, or at least get above that kind of 10,
To 15
10
area.
to 15. I mean,
Any names you got in your head?
not
Not off the top.
not off the top, but
I don't think Southampton will still be a team that players will
want.
like happy to go to. Like I don't think a player will think, "Oh, I'm not going to Southampton if they've just come up because they're going to go back down." I feel
Yeah,
like that.
I think when we come up, we stay up.
Yeah, I think so as
I
well.
think it's just smart signings.
Yeah,
Like we've got signing that absolutely has to happen if we or when we come up. Taylor Harwood-Bellis, who we've got on loan from City,
yeah,
England under-21 captain, like just whatever the number on the
yeah.
checkbook, just write that
Get him.
number. Because like yeah, he's a player. Um, I think there'll be players that will lose, but that is quite natural. And the players that we managed to keep in the summer and in the January window, like your Walker Peters, Sulemana, Che Adams, these players will go, but the Southampton way, like we've probably got another one of them in the academy.
Coming through. Yeah,
Like we
very good at that. I remember
there's a
I
lot
remember
there's a lot of talent in there.
you bought like 3 or 4 of like Man City's under 23s at one
Well,
point.
this thing, Bazunu in goals from Man City, Shea Charles in the midfield from City, Sam Adozie was from City, um,
The system's there.
Lavia, yeah, Lavia came from Man City. Yeah, it's there, but there's got to be a blend between buying this great young talent,
Yeah.
but also experience in the middle.
When stuff goes wrong,
When stuff goes wrong, you
I think
know,
the spine. I think you need someone in each part that's just the spine. So
exactly. I think if we we'll keep Howard Bellis, and then in the midfield we've got Smallbone. If we can keep Flynn Downs from West Ham, that would be quite nice. And then, I mean, I love Adam Armstrong to pieces, but it's quite evident that the levels.
yeah, yeah,
Like we signed him from the Championship where he was on fire. Didn't exactly bang in the Prem, and now we're back down in the Championship, and he's the best thing since sliced bread. So
yeah.
it's like,
Is that his level? Yeah,
which sounds horrible, but we just need someone just that step up.
yeah.
Someone.
Do you have a favourite player at Southampton at the moment?
I think an easy one is Sam Adozie, just because like I've worked with him as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, and it's nice when you like know the player, if that makes sense.
yeah.
We have a young
That must be good working with a player that you've
oh mate, it's
with the team you
it's
support.
great.
Yeah.
Like
Have you worked with Southampton at all? Like,
not the club
yeah,
directly, but I've applied for jobs there previously and stuff. But I think I've always said like I don't actually want to tie myself down to a team
yeah, yeah.
because I've worked with players from Bournemouth, Southampton,
You're just limiting yourself,
Chelsea.
aren't you?
If you
Yeah,
sign for, I don't want to limit myself. But yeah, I'll probably say Sam Adozie. But also we've got a right back in the under-21s called Derek Abu, who was previously at Chelsea, and then we signed on a free in the summer. And I worked with him whilst he was at Chelsea, and then he messaged me like we stayed in contact and stuff, and he was like, oh, I've got something for you that I'm something that I'm going to need you for soon. I was like, oh yeah, cool. Just thought it was another job or another
Yeah,
shoot
yeah,
or whatever. And then I saw on TikTok some like transfer rumor thing, and it was Derek Abu's link with a move to Southampton. Then I was just like, oh, hang on, like the it twigged in my head.
yeah.
And then I messaged kind of being like, oh, my calendar's getting a bit busy. Just wondering if we can sort this out. And then, getting to go to Staplewood, the training ground for Saints, and being a Saints fan and chatting to all the players in the car park and stuff like
That's got to be
this, like
top. Yeah,
you can't complain. I text my dad and I'm like, oh, I'm going to training ground, seen this player, da, 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 da. But yeah, it's probably Sam Edozie or Derek Abu. So
yeah,
yeah,
nice.
it's all right.
Do you go watch at all
It's a hard one because, like we said, where I'm so here, there, and everywhere, it's quite hard to be like, okay, Saturday kickoff, I'm going, because I could get a text at 10 p.m. on Friday being like, can you come and do this job
in London?
in London? And it's like,
Osimhen's calling again.
well, yeah, I mean, type thing, but
Yeah,
it's rare that I go to a game. Across the Christmas period, we had 3 home games on the bounce. I was lucky I managed to get to go to all of them. I do want to get to more games, but it's kind of like a
it's
if
not
and
the
when.
yeah, of
I,
course.
I always say to people, like the people that have the season tickets and go home and away, like I have to take my hat off because
It's
it's
dedication.
such a
Is
commitment.
yeah, it is.
And you got to think as well, like whatever a ticket price is these days, plus your travel, food, time, emotional damage. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? These types of
yeah, yeah.
things.
Cool.
It's like to give up your whole weekend for it. Like, yeah, you have to
Be a
credit.
diehard, don't you? Proper.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll catch them,
As much as you can.
as much as I can type
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
nice. Right, well, when we'll go slightly off
Hmm.
Southampton
Hmm.
and we'll go on to more Prem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
General, do you watch the Prem a lot?
Not like I don't sit down for the 5:30 Super Sundays or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever, but it's normally Monday mornings. I'll just watch all the highlights from the playlist of that weekend.
yeah, yeah.
Just watch it all, and
So you're up to date with like how the
yeah,
league's
yeah, yeah.
going.
I know what's going on.
Yeah. Who do you think's winning the league? That is.
Yeah. See, I think
It's a tight one. It's
it
so
is
tight.
tight. It is tight, and I think that's we're getting to a stage now where it's like I don't know. You can't
Yeah.
really call it. Like I could say one.
It's like oh, earlier on.
It's probably going to be City. Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Like it will probably be City. It's very exciting having Liverpool and Arsenal like in and around it. Um, and even Villa absolutely flying. Like it keeps it exciting.
yeah,
But I think it's inevitable.
yeah.
Like,
That's the thing. But like you said, it's getting to that point, and it's all right. Maybe at Christmas saying City will go on their run, but
mm,
the longer it goes without them pulling away so far, then it makes you ask more questions.
it does. But I think
I still think they'll win.
I totally agree because I think you just got that caliber of player. I mean, like like we said before we started recording, Pep's benched Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne
Yeah,
for today's
on the
game,
day of recording. Yeah, against who
and
they got?
Everton,
Everton. Yeah.
and it's like, and they're still the midfield is still stacked.
Yeah.
Like the team is still crazy, and I think where the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, they've still got great players, but when it comes to that 65th minute, the substitutions are never really like for like.
No, of course.
They're just, I don't know, A to B type thing. And I think that's what the difference will be. I don't think City will run away with it, but
I can't really see him dropping many points.
well, this is the thing,
Yeah,
like, and especially with De Bruyne, like now back, it's a long day.
yeah. De Bruyne back, Haaland's back, like,
Yeah, it's
and Arsenal and Liverpool. Like, I can see Liverpool dropping games here and there. Arsenal do
mm,
love a loss to like a lower team as well.
100. I mean, I don't know what their fixture's looking like, but you know, you can definitely see Arsenal versus Sheffield United if it hasn't happened already at Sheffield. Bertrand Diaz gets a last minute winner. It
Yeah,
costs, you know what I mean? It costs
yeah,
them
yeah,
3 points, and then they'll go and absolutely murder Aston Villa the following week. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. That's
it's,
Arsenal.
but
So top four.
do you know what? I think the top four, the only change will be Spurs and Villa.
Yeah.
I think so, from
So
what
you
it is,
think it's going to
because
be City?
City City, Liverpool,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, Spurs.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. To be fair, I think it will be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. I hope Arsenal win,
Yeah, all right,
obviously.
yeah.
But it's part of me wants to say that I think Arsenal will win, but I still feel like that's just me being biased.
I think you have to be a bit delusional sometimes to like believe that your
Yeah,
team's going to do it because for the past years it's City and Liverpool, really, isn't
yeah,
it? Like it's
that's it.
um
But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Liverpool's. I heard a lot of people say about Klopp announcing he's
mm,
obviously leaving that it was bad timing. But
I
to
think
me,
that's good
I
timing.
think it's good timing. Yeah,
Fires everyone up.
yeah, fires them up. I want to go out with a bang for
No,
the manager.
absolutely. No, I agree. I agree.
So we've got the top four there.
Top four.
We'll go. Who do you reckon's getting relegated? Obviously,
Um,
Sheffield United for me. That's a
Sheffield, yeah,
banker.
Sheffield, yeah, absolute banker.
Sorry, but
Um,
it's true. Luton's an interesting one.
yeah, see, Luton was the next name that came to my head, but I actually think they're going to do it.
I think
I
they'll
think
stay
they're
up.
going to stay up.
I think they're favourites to stay up with the bookies now as well
Is it?
after their last win.
I mean, I was looking at the like just the stats of player stats and goals and whatever, and it's like Adebayo's on 9,
Yeah,
and
it's decent.
like I just said, and we are talking about Southampton, you need a striker who's going to get you that 10 to 15 to keep you up, and
Yeah.
it's like I think that partnered with Ross Barkley absolutely
Oh,
just
he's playing with a point to prove, isn't he?
point to prove, and carrying the team on his back type thing. I think they will stay up. I'm not so sure on Forest.
Yeah, you reckon that could be the replacement for Luton?
Yeah, but I also don't know what's going to happen with this whole
Oh
deduction.
yeah, let's just do it as if that's
As
nothing.
if,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Forest.
So who is it? Sheffield United at the moment are at the bottom, aren't they? And
Yeah,
then who else come up? It was
uh, to pull this up, Burnley. They're the
yeah.
other team that came up.
I think it will be Sheffield United, Burnley, and not. I think it's going to be
It
very
is
very
so
close.
tight down there.
Let's have a look.
Sheffield United bottom, Burnley on 13. Yeah, I think
Everton. I reckon it's Everton or Nottingham Forest. I
I'm
think Everton.
going.
I'd go Everton.
I'm going Sheffield United, Burnley, Forest.
Okay, I'll go the same, but Everton instead of Forest. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I do like something about me. Just likes Forest. I don't know. They've got a good.
Do you know what it is? I
They've
like
got good
it's.
names
They've
in
got
their
good
team.
names. They've got good players. Like you think realistically, if someone turned around to me and went, okay, Southampton next season could have a front three of Alanga, Hudson-Odoi, and Divock Origi, I'd be like, crack on, mate.
Yeah,
Like, do your
exactly.
thing.
It's so
Like,
good,
but
isn't it?
it's like, okay, what? Something's not clicking, But
Yeah, it'll
I
be
think
tight.
that yeah, it will be tight, and I think the good thing about being like supporting a team that is never really in. Well, not that we were in the conversation last year, but like, there's never really anything to play for as a Saints fan.
Oh,
Like in previous years, it's just been mid-table.
sort of like Palace,
We'll
really.
have a cup run. It's a good time, but yeah, that's about it. But then you then keep an eye on like what else is going on, and I love it when it comes to that last day of the season. We're sat in the pub. One of your mates is a this fan or whatever. One of your mates is that fan, and then the other game, that game's 1-0 up. So that means currently this team's going.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Those types of things. They're the moments that it's just like that's what football like.
That could be some of the best days of the year.
Mate,
That last
hundred
day of the
percent.
season,
I remember when
it's top in it.
Bournemouth went down a few seasons ago. I don't even know how many seasons ago it was. We were sat in the pub and they had Everton. One of my good mates, who was a Bournemouth fan, he was just like it's like nail biting stuff. And it's just like those are the moments that it's just like it means absolutely nothing to me, but it's just great to watch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it is a good watch. But yeah,
The atmosphere is just it's so good.
exactly. Yeah. No, I think Sheffield, Burnley, and Forest,
Yeah,
and then to come up will be Leicester, Saints, and I'm going to go with Leeds. I would
Leeds.
like
Yeah,
it to be Ipswich, but I
I'd
think
like it to be Leeds.
I just
I like
think
Leeds.
Ipswich are just going to just have that little dip. But
Yeah,
football's football, it's anything could happen.
yeah, nice. Right, I want us to try and create. We can do it together.
Hmm.
Our team of the season so far for the Prem.
Yeah.
I put mine down, but we can. I'm happy
No,
to
do you know what?
negotiate
I
as well.
actually wrote mine down too, but
Oh, of course, yeah, I did give you a little heads
you'll
up,
have
didn't
to forgive me because this was done at about 1:05 on the train back from Manchester last night. So if there's any ropey shouts
Yeah,
in
no.
there, just let it
I
slide.
always think it's hard with this because do you pick a team that's actually got to play and
So
work together,
see, I always think in these situations,
like especially in the midfield area?
that's where I
Yeah,
struggled. But it's like I think with this one, because it's the team of the season so far, you're just going for the players that have played the best so
yeah,
far.
yeah.
But it's like so like for me, I mean, I can start. I've got Vicario in goal at Spurs,
I have as well.
but it's like if you said you need a goalkeeper from the Prem to give you the best 90 minutes of his life, I'm going with Allison.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh no, I've got you. Yeah,
Type
yeah, of
thing.
course.
So
But
you
I
know,
sort of mean as well, like in your midfield three, you don't really
you
want
can't have three
three
attackers.
mad
Yeah,
attacking.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, no, I agree. So Vicario, we've got. Yeah.
Hmm.
What formation have you gone?
I went 4-3-3.
Yeah, okay, we're matching.
Yeah. So then
Right back,
I went Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker. Okay, I went Pedro Porro. So
See, do you know what's really bad? Yeah.
you hate Tottenham.
No, 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 not at all.
I do. So,
Well,
yeah.
I feel like you have to, but thought Pedro Porro, and then I looked at the rest of my defense, and I just thought, there's no way I'm having 3 out of the 5, like goalkeeper included, as Tottenham players.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So yeah, I went Walker, and then Udogie on the left.
I've got the
There
same.
might have been a bit of bias in there, but
Yeah,
the
of
game's
course.
a game.
You got to do that.
Um,
Yeah, I've got him on the left.
yeah.
Two centre halves.
Uh,
So you've put a Tottenham one in.
Nah, so it was
Oh, including
Vicario,
the.
yeah,
Oh, of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Vicario and the doggy, and then I went Saliba and Van Dijk.
Yes,
Very
yeah.
straightforward, but I do think,
They pick themselves, them two.
well, this is the thing, they picked themselves, and I think in a day and age of like when you think about football, you never think like, do you like football? Who's your favorite player? Attacker, attacker, attacker.
Yeah,
Like the defenders, they're just the best at what they do. They just sit there, do their job, and that's that. I think yeah, those two pick themselves really.
yeah. They've been ridiculous. To be fair, Saliba's been a joke. So has Van Dijk. Other than his little mishap the other day with Alisson, but
Do you know what? I think with those types of situations, like that's always going to happen.
yeah,
You know,
he got a little nudge as well, didn't he, from Martin?
it it was tactical.
Yeah,
I think
yes, yeah.
I think is the
Tactical
word.
nudge. Clever from him.
So yeah, and then I'm going. So I mean, I went Rice holding midfield
Yeah.
again. Similar point to with the defenders. Really, they kind of that holding midfield spot is
So have
they
you got one holding?
I got one holding and then
Okay.
two. Well,
I would technically went two holding because I needed to get two players in.
to be fair, you could argue that mine is two holding, but
Yeah.
like where one's just a bit
Yeah,
more
yeah.
forward.
It's like the Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta one, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Rice, and then I've actually got 4 names down because I got slashes. I couldn't
Go on, let me
choose
hear.
right.
So is this for the second
Yeah,
centre
this
mid,
is
yeah?
yeah. So I got João Palhinha at
Okay.
Fulham or Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa,
Oh yeah, Douglas.
and I think I'm going Douglas Luiz just
I just feel like you have. I we'll get onto it later, but I feel like you have to have an Aston Villa player somewhere in the team.
100%. Yeah, I mean to be fair, yeah, and I think that central midfield kind of role, he just does everything. Like he just ties it together quite nicely.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can really go wrong. And I think Rice and Palhinha is a bit too offensive.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'll go Rice and Douglas Luiz.
See, that's what mine is. I prefer having one holding and two for like the two 10s, 8s
Yeah.
as well. But I've actually gone. I wanted Rodri and Rice because I just thought, although it's boring how good City are and like you don't, it's just he's the same level with probably he
Mm.
was last year. I just still think he's ridiculous, and he has been this year. Like he's getting more goals as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because
Because I'd prefer him over Douglas Luiz, but Douglas Luiz has definitely had a better season in relation to his normal season. So
well, this is the thing.
yeah,
But then also, in another way to look at it, could you actually have Rice and Rodri in the same midfield?
yeah, I probably wouldn't.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
play
you
that.
could
No,
because I think they would like limit one another.
but I just felt bad leaving
No,
one of
no,
them out.
I totally
That's
agree.
what I mean.
And then I've got
But lucky they haven't got to play. So
yeah, no, it's true.
who's your third?
So in the 10,
Yeah.
I've got the name I'm going to go for is Madison,
Okay. Yeah.
but and I'm a bit weird like this. I've got Palmer in there. I know the 10 is not his position.
But he's played there a few times.
Yes, but The front three was way too good
Yeah,
for him to go in there. But he just needed a shout. Like
yeah.
he,
I've got De Bruyne in there. I know he's been
well, I think it's a Madison.
similar boat with the injuries.
Similar. This is the thing. Injuries, and it's a bit like. Yeah, I mean, De Bruyne is an absolute joke of a player, and I said, what did I say, a couple, maybe like 18 months ago, like in my lifetime, De Bruyne is the best player I've seen play in the Prem.
Yeah,
Because
and me.
I just missed that, like the Henrys and all sorts, really. So yeah, I went Madison in the 10.
Oh,
He's just a joke. Like,
yeah. When he's at his best, he's up there
yeah,
with one of the best in the world in that position.
100%.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout starting for England, which we will get onto in a bit,
yeah,
maybe after this.
yeah. But
Um,
yeah, so I got Madison, and then
front three. Go on, I'll do mine first. I've
yeah,
got Salah on the right.
mm-hmm.
I think it's just obvious
Makes
reasons.
sense.
Output.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gone. This is maybe a bit recency bias,
Mm.
but I've gone Foden. Again, I
Ooh.
wanted him in the team just because of how well he's playing recently. Again, I think he's better in the 10.
Yeah, well,
But
it's that type of player, Foden, Palmer,
yeah,
Grealish, like them type players.
but I feel like even when he starts on the left, he'll go in anyway and
No,
do.
it's true. It's true.
So I've got him there, and then up front, like I said earlier, I need to get a Villa player in, so I've gone Watkins.
See, I'm in a similar boat, but yeah, the positions are a bit kind of skew. So I've got Salah on the right. Um, Watkins definitely just it would not work on the left, but he's had too good a season.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what is it, a 10 assists, 11 goals, or vice
Oh
versa?
yeah, something like that.
In a Villa side that's currently sat fourth, like
Yeah, he's top.
he has to go in, and then Haaland up front.
Holland up
Because
front.
the
Yeah,
thing is, as well,
he's another like it's like Rodri, Haaland. It's just It's boring to put them in because
it is boring to put them in, but
they need to be in.
you can't do a Premier League team of the season so far and not include the top goal scorer.
Yeah, it's
It,
true.
it makes no sense. But I think where Haaland's not, scoring twice a game every game or double hat tricks, like three and then three in the next game,
Little
people are like,
injury.
"Oh, he's fallen off. He's fallen." Like,
Yeah.
are you crazy? Like,
If this was his
it,
first
if
season,
this is first
everyone would
season,
be
you'd be
like,
like,
"Oh
"Oh
my
my
god."
gosh, he's flying!" Like, just because he hasn't hit the heights of what he did last season, he's still the best striker in the league.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, no, he is.
Like easily.
But I'm actually happy that how many other strikers are doing well now, like actual out and out number
Well,
nines.
this is. I think there is there was a period where it was like trying to play that false nine, like no real striker, but slowly, not even just in the Prem, but just across like world football,
It's coming back, isn't it?
that sole number nine. Like even you look at Bournemouth, like Solanke's flying. Tony's a great just like striker, will just score you goals.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously, Watkins we mentioned.
yeah, Watkins. I just think that like Callum Wilson, Isak at Newcastle,
Isaac, yeah, is a good player. Calvert-Lewin does it well.
and these are all players. I mean, maybe bar Watkins, he's slightly different, but like I said, going back to like Brozier's build, that tall, fast striker.
Yeah,
Solanke is that. Tony is that. Isak is that, and but they're fast and quick feet. They can hold the ball up,
it's like a modern day version of it, isn't it?
type thing. So yeah, it's exciting to see. And then it then kind of like, where's that going to take? Like, how's that going to shape teams moving forward? Are people going to be looking for a nine that scores you goals, or is it going
Yeah,
to be that kind of like Man City feel where prior to Haaland, anyone from the eight forward, like that Gundogan role,
yeah,
can bag you 10 goals a
yeah,
season.
yeah. Where
It's
they're spread out so much, or is it?
well, this is the thing,
Yeah,
or is it that one player? But
but then you become reliant on him if he goes, then
well, that
it's a tricky one.
it is a tricky one.
But I think we've got pretty similar all over the
Yeah,
pitch there. So
I think as well that if you walked out and asked everyone, I think everyone would come back with
yeah, definitely,
similar things.
100%. There's been 100%. I think it'll be similar to that at the end as well.
Yeah,
Can't see
no, definitely.
in terms of left backs. There's not really been any other
Well,
left
this
backs
was the other
near it.
thing. I thought left backs, and I was kind of just like thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I'm just going with a doggy just on bias. And then I thought, I'm actually not.
No,
Like,
no. I mean, you think of the teams around the top. Who's left back for City? They change it every week.
yeah,
Zinchenko, I wouldn't have him up there.
no.
And
And then what? Alex Moreno at Villa, whoopie
yeah,
do, like
Yeah, no, and then Joe Gomez has been left back a bit for
Well, I
Liverpool.
think there quite a few people have been left back.
Luke Shaw's not like obviously United have struggled.
Yeah, and
So
then yeah, you keep going further down, and then it's just
yeah,
like you kind of just end up at the same
yeah,
conclusion,
yeah.
really.
No, decent teams.
Yeah.
Um, right, we'll go. I want to go. We touched on it a little bit, but we'll go on to England chat. Obviously, the Euros
Hmm.
are coming up, and we're I don't know. I don't know if we're tipped as the favourites, but we're definitely one
We've got
of.
to be up there.
Yeah.
We have to be.
What are your thoughts in terms of our chances?
I think we have a very good chance because just the caliber of player is stupid.
Yeah,
Like, but
we've definitely got a very good chance. Yeah,
I think semis is an absolute minimum.
yeah.
Like, if we get to the quarters and get knocked out,
It
you
will
know,
be a massive letdown, won't
it
it?
will be a huge
And
letdown.
that's probably Southgate's last.
I realistically,
Regardless.
whatever
Yeah.
happens, this has to be his last dance.
Even if he wins, I suppose if he wins,
Mate,
it's
if he
probably
wins,
better.
it's the perfect way
Yeah,
to go.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's tried and tried and tried and got so close, and then he's gone. Okay, let's give this one last go, and it's like
Trying to think, is there a scenario where it makes sense for him to stay? But there's not really, is
there's
there?
not because it's not because then you get to what 2026 World Cup in America, and by that time there will be a whole new caliber of players. You know,
Yeah,
football moves so fast that whoever comes in after Southgate will take Harry Kane to the 26 to probably benefit that younger striker
yeah,
coming through, if that makes
definitely.
sense. Like, um, but yeah, I think we've got a good chance. I think semis is a minimum. Um,
I think it'd be us, France. Probably, they're the two that stick in my mind. To be fair,
yeah,
Italy, well, I don't think will be in and around it. I don't think I can't see them be doing as well as they did last Euros.
I always think the one that always gets me, and I've been backing them for so long, but it's like, how do Belgium never do well at these
Yeah,
tournaments?
I know it's weird, isn't it?
Like, you always go, oh yeah, well, Belgium, they've got good players, and you look across the board, like the team is so well balanced, and then you chuck in a De Bruyne, chuck
Yeah,
in,
it's true.
just chuck him in, throw him
Yeah,
in, and they got so many good players, but also those types of players that like are unknown kind of like what's the word, unknown
entity.
entity, that's the one.
Yeah,
um like Belgium could line up with a front three of Lukaku, Doku, and Johan Bakayoko from Eindhoven, I think it is, and that's a scary front
it
three,
is. I feel like for them, it's just picking. It's quite hard to pick a team that actually gels completely together. They do
No,
have a lot
yeah,
of different styles of players in their nation, which is quite
for
unusual, I
sure.
suppose.
But I think because everyone kind of plays so, like with England, you've got like your Arsenal boys, you've got your this boy, and then Belgium, these other teams, the other nations, the players play everywhere.
That's true.
A
Yeah,
lot, I mean, obviously a lot of them play in England, so
it's a big impact
I
in it.
think that's why when it comes to these competitions, naturally the English boys just kind of gel better. And it's an exciting time as these like young English lads like your Sakas and as I say, with Arsenal a lot, and it is exciting, and we all absolutely love it. Whatever we're doing, we'll be down the pub or watching it at home, chanting "It's coming home"
Yeah, yeah,
4 seconds into the first game. Like
yeah.
I think that with Southgate's hopefully his last tournament, the recency of like previous Euros and the
Give us
World
the
Cup,
push.
and there's push, and hopefully it just everyone gets behind it and the boys do their job.
Yeah, let's get onto the team.
Yes.
So, what are you thinking? We'll go from the back again. Um, and should we give our own, or should we try and?
I mean, this one is off the dome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can give you mine each, and then you can see if you
Yeah,
make any changes.
yeah. Sounds good.
So Pickford, I've
Yes,
gone.
yeah. I'd go now. I'll go
You
Pickford
agree?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it could have been Ramsdale maybe if he kept his Arsenal shirt
yeah.
for the whole season.
I still think this is with a bit of like Southgate kind of mind on. But even if Ramsdale had a flying season, I think he still would have gone Pickford.
You
Yeah,
reckon? Yeah. Because he's trusted now, don't he?
trust him.
He's good in tournaments. He's up for that
It's
competition.
that type of thing. It's the
Yeah.
same reason that Henderson was sent in the midfield.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully not.
yeah,
Right.
well, we can see.
Right. So I've gone 4-3-3.
Yeah.
I've gone Walker right back,
Yeah.
Shaw left back,
Yeah.
and then I've gone Stones, and then the other centre half was a tricky one, but I've gone Tomori.
See, the thing is,
He won't go Tomori, I don't think.
no,
Like
absolutely
if
not.
it was me, I generally would pick Tomori.
Um, I'm going to be brutally honest and
Yeah.
say not to watch an AC Milan game prior to, apart from Champions League. So
No, yeah, yeah.
I can't comment on Tomori's performances, but I think whoever comes in after Southgate has got that fresh, clean thing that Tomori will get
Yeah, yeah.
what he should have
Tomori,
had.
Mark Gay, maybe. Yeah.
These types of players. Um,
I think he'll start Maguire,
I,
especially with Shaw left back.
I think he will too. But I mean, it's not a starting centre back partnership. But I can see Ezri Konsa going
Yeah,
and
he'll go.
and featuring definitely. Um,
One that's upset me, is the fact that I know there's been some complications or issues with Ben White,
mm,
and he's obviously played right back the last year and a half. But I feel like he could be an unreal centre half for
Stones and Ben White would be a
would
cracking
be so good.
combination,
Yeah,
100%.
that'd probably be my ideal if Ben White was playing centre half for his club.
No, no, that's a good point. No, it's a very good point. I think. Um,
But I think he'll go Maguire.
y-
Yeah.
yeah,
What
pretty
would you?
much.
Who would you have?
Um, it would be a same.
The other three would be the same.
Other three would be the same. I do like the Ben White shout.
Again, I don't hate the Maguire shout either.
No,
But
I don't hate it, but you know sometimes where, especially the way that football is, it's fast. Like the what am I trying to say? Like the passes of play are
yeah,
fast,
yeah,
especially coming out from the goalkeeper. And if you know, I can just picture it now. 80th minute, we're 1-0 up. Stones just passes a perfectly normal pass across to Maguire. He opens his body up this way, tries to send the defender, cuts back, tries to send the attacker, sorry, cuts back, and then the striker's just too fast for him.
yeah, yeah.
But whereas if you've got a Ben White or a Konsa
Don't see that
who's just a
happening.
bit more on
Yeah,
it, that more athletic centre half, you know you'll be able to then feed the ball into the midfield and get higher up the pitch. But Southgate ball a lot of the time is just whoever it is, Henderson, or I've seen Eric Dyer just with Calvin Phillips just passing the ball between the centre halves just like this,
I know. Yeah,
and then just goes across, and it's just a bit like look at the talent going
we
forward.
were asking for something to happen there, aren't we?
Yeah, but yeah, no. mm, I'd say Stones and Ben White.
Yeah,
Mm.
nice. Okay, midfield three. I've gone Rice Holding, and then go on. You
Sorry.
can take that.
Sorry. Hello, mate. You know, I am in London. Yes. Yeah, no, that's fine. Is that cost including flights and stuff? All right, cheers, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Bye bye.
All good.
That was to go AFCON final tomorrow.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe we keep that in, but just blur out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, that's so funny. My dad literally texted me the other day. He said, "Do you reckon Victor will fly out to the final?" I said, um,
Oh, who was that?
"That was his a friend of his who sorts things out."
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then he was just like, he's like, "Yeah, you know, Victor's playing this weekend." Yes, I am very
Yeah.
aware. Um,
Oh, good. Nice. Well,
yeah, well, that's not bad.
yeah. Good news.
Yeah.
Um. Right. Well, I'll
Where did
carry
we
on.
get to? We got to the midfield.
Yeah. So I said I was having Rice Holding,
Yes. Yeah.
and then I'm definitely having Bellingham in, of
First name
course.
on the team
Yeah.
sheet.
And then again, I'm especially on recent form. I definitely want Foden in. It's just whether I played him in there with him or out wide. But I've gone with him. I've gone attacking with him and Bellingham in there.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah,
I just think Foden's one of them players that just gets very wasted out on the wing.
yeah, he can be, especially for England.
Yeah,
More
because
so than Man City.
the ball doesn't really go down the channels too much. Like it's a lot played more in the middle of the park, and it's frustrating. Like, and we've seen in the past of like when Grealish goes out wide, Foden out wide. These types of players who, like I mentioned earlier, belong in the 10.
Yeah,
There's only so much that they can do. Like, yes, they can beat a man, but like you see someone like Saka, who is like an out and out winger,
direct, pacey.
direct. You
Yeah,
get the ball, you get excited. But we got Foden on the wing, you get the ball, and it's like you want him to just beat his man and go.
it's not his game
But that's
really.
not that
Yeah,
isn't his game. It's close control on the edge of the box, drop a shoulder, either finds that little pass into Kane or he can, pop a shot off
yeah.
himself or play that very nice ball into Saka who then squares it to Kane. Um But yeah, no, I'd agree in that
Yeah,
midfield: Bellingham, Rice, and Foden.
and I know Bellingham's played more as like just behind the striker for Madrid, but he can do
He can
both.
play anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
He's not 22 for a reason. You
yeah,
know, he
yeah.
plays
So
all them roles.
so them three, right? And then I've gone Saka on the right,
Yep.
Kane up front,
Yeah.
and then this left one.
The
I
left is a hard one.
I generally think it depends who we play, and also because I don't know, I'd prefer and the form as well. I'd like if Rashford was firing, I'd like Rashford, or Sterling was firing, I'd play them
Yeah.
for the same reasons you said about the pacey wingers to beat a man. It also
Yeah.
opens it up more in the midfield.
100%.
But I've also put Grealish here as well because I don't. Looking at it now, I don't want to do that because we've got Bellingham, Bellingham, Foden, who are sort of that number 10,
Yeah.
and Grealish is another one. It's hard that left side. I think it depends who we play, but I'd start if it's just in general. I'd start Grealish. I think he works well with Kane and Shaw.
Yeah. I think I'd rather go Sterling, you know.
Would you
Yeah.
really on recent form?
Well, the thing, but
But
if we're going recent form, you're going to you'll take Maguire at
no,
centre back. Like,
yeah, yeah. I probably wouldn't take Grealish either. Yeah, he's not been on and off, any so.
I think I think Saka and Kane pick themselves quite easily. But
Yeah, I also think I don't know. Is Grealish more effective off the bench than
well,
Sterling
this
or
is the other
Rashford?
thing. If you get to 70 minutes, you get to 60 minutes, and it's like, oh, you're bringing on Sterling. Everyone's like, Sterling's going to do absolutely nothing,
Yeah,
which is rubbish. But Grealish is a more exciting player off the bench, which I know
yeah.
is not what you want to be kind of labelled as.
So is Rashford actually. I'd prefer Rashford and Grealish off the bench than Sterling.
100%.
Yeah,
I'd
maybe
rather,
that.
but the thing as well, Sterling on his day is a fantastic player.
Yeah,
Yes, he's not been firing for Chelsea,
he's got all the profile to just
but
turn
he
anyone
just
apart.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like on his day, he'll be cooking people. Any fullback, he'll he'll absolutely have him. The only fullbacks I can't really picture like on his day getting past are our own. You know, your
yeah.
Kyle
Well,
Walkers
Carl Walker. Yeah, yeah.
and your Reece James type players.
We
Um,
haven't even. I suppose. I mean, I don't know if they won't start, but like Bowen's been on fire.
but the exciting thing is there's that whole kind of the amount of players that are going to miss out on this Euros trip is
It's
crazy.
bad, but it's also good that we've got them
Well,
there.
this is it's a great problem to have. You know, even just off the top of my head, Palmer, Bowen, Tony, Wilson, Solanke, Watkins,
Then you've even got like
and that's just in the forward
yeah,
line.
yeah.
Like
Sancho, Hudson-Odoi.
Sancho, Hudson-Odoi, in the midfield, everyone's raving about Kobe Mainu going.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
I
so.
just don't think that it's not a bit of now.
No.
Like, I think it would be perfect for that new manager coming in.
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup, Mainu's flying, cool. Rice, Bellingham, Mainu in the midfield, wonderful. But I think just at the minute, just let that slide. I would absolutely love to see Ward-Prowse go. I
I
just
would
think
love
he's
it.
been robbed every
He's
single
got to
time.
go, man. He has to go. I prefer him to go than Henderson, if I'm honest.
I said that for the Euros. Um,
I think that's a solid team, though.
I think that is a solid team, and I think even if half those attacking players that I just listed go, you've got a whole new front three
Yeah.
to go with. The depth is unbelievable.
Calvin Phillips, if he picks up a bit of form, he can like
He
if
can
we need to
slide his way in there.
if we need to shore up and go a bit more defensive after one of the games or something halfway through.
This is true, but then I think you also, you look at someone like Stones who can actually play
Oh yes, that would be a great shout.
in that
Stones
role, or even if it's like a
five at the back and he can go in as well. Like
yeah. I think
yeah,
there are lots of
yeah.
possibilities, but I think if we just 4-3-3, the team we've just named, bish bash bosh,
Listen, Southgate.
Southgate. If you need a bit of help, you know what I mean. Um,
Right,
yeah,
we'll leave that
I
there.
think that picks it. I think that picks itself.
I just want to finish off with you touched on it earlier, but with yourself, any
Mm.
plans for the future you have in terms of your content? I know you said you were starting up more
Yeah, just trying to start like
like passion projects
passion projects. I think it is very important to just like do passion project to keep your mind just ticking over.
and keep pushing for something in it.
And I've learned a lot recently, like in the start of the year, and also the back end of last year. Like when you work for big companies and stuff like that, it's great and stuff, but the control is not in your favor.
Of course.
Like I got into this because I like to take pictures
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
like to post the pictures that I've taken
yeah.
when I've taken them. I understand why we have to hold off and have to wait. if it's for an event, for all the stuff from the events come out, like I get all of that and I really do understand it, but I just want to work on something that I can just take my time on, look at, like, edit it, check it over, be like, no, I'm not happy with that bit, change it, and not have the stress of anyone over my shoulder being like, deadline's
Can
Friday,
you do this? Can you
this
do
needs
that?
to be done now,
Yeah.
and even if I do the project, like my own stuff, and then sit on it for a month and don't do anything with it,
It's
okay,
on you.
that's
Yeah.
on me, and that's just a thing that I like can't.
So what sort of stuff are we? I mean, you don't have to reveal it if
Yeah,
you.
no, I don't
Yeah.
really,
No. Okay.
but
Cool.
it's going to be in and around the football world. It will be more of like a fashion mixed with football.
Yeah.
Um, the main element to it is like relating to the play and trying to tell a story through the pictures
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff
Cool.
like that. But when it comes out, it will make sense. But it's one of these things I don't want to release one part of the project and then not have anything
Scramble
to
for the
follow
other.
up.
Yeah.
I want to have like 5 or 6 of these banked before I even think about
Yeah. Of course.
showing it to the world. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
the thing is as well, the way I've gone about it is to make it so that it doesn't need to be dropped there and then.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be a okay, it's shot and it needs to go out now because this players are playing this team this weekend. Like it can go out whenever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got timeless. The only thing that will mess it up is if the player switches clubs. But
Yeah. Of course.
but it is what it is.
Or it might make it better.
It will not work.
No. No. Um. No. Listen. That all sounds positive.
Mm.
Sounds really good. And well, I suppose that will be. You've not got no dates like you said. You want it.
No, I've got
It's in
all.
the works though.
It's in the
Yeah.
works. Yeah, it's having an idea is one thing, putting it into motion is the next.
Of course.
So
Stay tuned.
it is to stay tuned. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, watch this space. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Like, not at all, because it will come out when it comes out. It might
Yeah.
come out bloody 20th of December for all I know,
Yeah.
but it will happen this year.
Cool.
Just when it happens, different story.
Nice. Listen, Max, I appreciate the
No,
time.
thank you for having me.
I think we'll leave it there.
Sounds good, mate.
Been a good chat, and yeah, listen, or maybe I'll see you,
Mate,
see some of your work tomorrow
honestly,
evening. Listen, we'll leave it there.
nice one, mate.
Yes, guys, thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, could you please follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel? It massively helps us out.